This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And that right there is the kind of game that we have all been asking for the Houston Astros, where they go up to cold Minnesota, of all places, and the bats start to heat up. Are they completely back? Of course, we can't say that. But, man, for one day, it sure does feel good to watch the Astros go out there and play a baseball game that was respectable and fun and had good things happen instead of what we watched the first 6 games of the season where they could not hit and somehow eked out 2 wins in the first 6. Hello and welcome today to the Locked On Astros Postcast. I am your host, Michael Connor. Thank you for joining us here on the show this early evening. Another day baseball game. The Astros will be off tomorrow, then they'll be back in action on Saturday with another day baseball game, then another day baseball game on Sunday. Then next week we get the gift of the West Coast where we will be up super late doing shows, but that is okay as long as the Astros win. We got a lot to talk about in this one. First of all, the first question is, do you feel better today? Throw it in the comments there. How do you feel? On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your feeling on the Astros today in terms of how good you feel? Again, it's super early in the season. Things are going to change on a daily basis. I mentioned that plenty of times yesterday when we discussed, just how poorly this team has played to this point of the season, which is, again, a weekend now. It feels a lot better today to watch them go out there. Hunter Brown, fantastic. Again, we're going to talk about him, and then we will finish off the show today with some thoughts on how you keep this going again tomorrow. Maybe it's just the fact that you're playing Minnesota. Look, the Astros over the years have had a lot of success against the Twins, and they've played pretty well in the past in that ballpark. I do have to admit, the way that first inning went today for the Astros, it was really bad, and it just felt like dumb luck was happening to them again. They that first inning for the Twins, they get a leadoff triple, which is great. But dumb luck happens. It's a great hit, I should say, for them. Dumb luck happens, and the ball gets stuck under the fence there for the ball off the bat of Matt Wallner. And then Carlos Correa breaks his bat, and just so happens that breaking the bat allows the run to score. Jeremy Pena can't throw the ball home. If it's a normal ground ball that Pena picks up and the runner's on the move there, Jeremy Pena's throwing him out at the plate and there's no run given up. And then, of course, Byron Buxton singles on another broken bat, little pop-up in the infield, I think a 36-mile-an-hour exit velocity. He then steals second base, which is something I want to talk about. And then Larnach, of course, singles him home on a line drive out there to left field. And it was like, it's going to be one of those days again. And then it wasn't. Real quick, bang, bang. What we've all wanted to see from the Astros. Christian Walker smashes one. That had to feel good. It looked good. It made me feel have a sigh of relief for him because, the pressure was mounting probably there a little bit. And then Jeremy Pena takes a whack at one. What we saw Jeremy Pena do all spring, which was hit the baseball hard, and it still isn't completely carried. He did hit another ball hard later in the game for an out. But he whacks one over the fence. It was a ball, too. That was impressive. He got it up, got it out, and we're tied right there at 2 apiece. Of course, the Astros will add 2 later on in the 4th and then one more in the 6th. And then in typical Astros fashion, when you go out there and you score, which, by the way, the first time this season today, the Astros have scored over 4 runs. Oh, and I forgot to mention this when I was bringing up the first inning bad luck, too. Thank you for this. Oh, Crispy. The first 3 batters of the first inning looked absolutely horrific. So, yeah, it was like in my head, I'm sitting there and going, oh, here we go again. They're in cold Minnesota. It's opening day, home opener for them there. The crowd is there. It's big crowd. 1, 2, 3 on the strikeouts to start out the game. It's the first of 5 on the day for Jose Altuve, by the way. First time in Jose Altuve's career that he has had a 5-strikeout day. I've talked about the Jose Altuve strikeout thing last year. His swing rate, his chase rate was through the roof. I'm telling you, this is who he's going to be the rest of his career. He is showing signs of being an aging player. It is just the unfortunate fact for every player, they get weaker. Unless you're Barry Bonds and you juice yourself up with a bunch of steroids, you don't get better when you're 35 plus. You can have some years where you turn back the clock a little bit, but you probably did something to get to pitches and do things. And that's what Jose Altuve is going to have to do now. He has to get out and he swings a lot and to get results and to get hits. And, you know, we're going to see more strikeouts, I think, as the years move along with Jose Altuve. And that's okay as long as he's still, you know, if he's posting an 800 OPS and he's posting 300 average every year, I think you're going to be completely fine. But again, the Astros found their way after that brutal first inning on both sides of the baseball to tying it up. I do want to give another shout out too. Oh, you know what? I'm forgetting. I'm so jazzed up about this. I'm forgetting to I can't bury the lead here.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Clearly what you're going to be talking about from this one is the fact that Brendan Rodgers was the best pickup of any player in the offseason for any team out there. Clearly. Good baseball game for him today. Just wanted to give him some love and a shout out because he went 3 for 4 with 3 runs batted in, drove in the 2 to give the Astros the lead, smashing one. Didn't smash it, but hit it under the glove of a diving Carlos Correa to put the Astros out in front. Then he did smash one out there to left off the wall later on in the baseball game. Good game for Brendan Rodgers. Like to see that. They talked a lot about getting him here and, you know, trying to get him to drive the baseball in the air a little bit more. He's a guy that last season, you know, did not hit the ball in the air at all, and they just wanted to get him back to doing some of that. So good game to him. Shout out to Brendan Rodgers for what he did today. I did want to mention this too. Again, live show here on the Locked On Astros page. And if you were with us on the Locked On Sports Houston page last year, you know this. A shout out to Coco. And where's Coco at? And you're saying, who's Coco here? You're going to see this in the comments, I think, from some of our regulars from last year. Guillermo is one of those. I have 3 dogs in my home. One of them is a little Chihuahua named Coco. And she was our rally dog last year. The Astros she made an appearance on the show. And after that happened, she became a regular fix. She's not in the room today. The door is closed because my nephews are out eating and they're all sitting around the table begging. But I promise you, I will get you a Coco appearance on the show again at some point. If you're listening on the Astros audio feed, sorry, you don't get to see it, but go watch it on the YouTube page. At some point, Coco will make the appearance, and she'll be the good luck charm, like Brendan Rodgers was today, like the Astros, like the cold weather was today for the Astros. And you know what was also great for the Astros today was the fact that they went out there and they got another start from a starter that was brilliant. And we're going to talk about him because Hunter Brown is showing that he is going to be capable and ready, I think, to be the ace for sure after this season. We'll talk about that next. Ever check your bank account and wonder where all my money go? And between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan your long-term goals. And managing money with your partner, smoother than ever. You can track your shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And one more message before we get back to our discussion on the Astros winning. Who doesn't love a win today? I do. I want to remind you guys about what you should be snacking on. And that is, well, if you're looking for something that's delicious and nutritious, crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you power, or giving you over 10%. Protein does give you power. But over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help you keep feeling fuller longer. I absolutely love the no shells variety. It's the perfect grab and go snack for busy days. Whether I'm snacking, sitting here at this desk, out on the road, or just need a quick protein boost, they've always been my go-to. And if you love cracking the open the shell, well, guess what? They have that satisfying crunch in the in-shell option, which is a classic favorite. Get snackin' and get crackin' with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. The Astros needed a win today in the absolute worst way possible after the pitiful end to the homestand that they had where they got swept out by the San Francisco Giants. And they went on the road today up in cold Minneapolis and did just that. The bats heating up and the Astros walking away with a 5-2 victory, improving on the season to 3-4. This is the Locked On Astros Postcast. If you're just joining us, appreciate you as always. This show is live after every single game. We'll be live again on Saturday after things get wrapped up for the 1:10 first pitch. They have the day off tomorrow. I will not have the day off tomorrow because the Rockets play. We'll have a Rocket show tomorrow night. So we will do that. Make sure you join me for that over on the Locked On Sports Houston YouTube page for the now 50-win Houston Rockets, by the way. The Astros today had a starter go out there again, and this has been a trend. In 5 of the 6 games that the Astros have played this season, their starter has been brilliant. And that happened again today for Hunter Brown. 2 starts in, 2 great starts. Gets his first win of the season. Obviously, he did not get the win in his last one, but he was awesome in it. He's made 2 starts so far this year. He's pitched 12 innings. He's got 15 strikeouts. How many runs did he give? A total of 4 earned runs. Allowed the 1 home run. Only walked 3. And today, on top of that, he made 1 brilliant defensive play off of the mound to get a really good out. That's fantastic as well. This guy is going to have to be, we talked about it yesterday, Framber Valdez. We all know that he's going to be walking away at the end of the season. Hunter Brown is a guy that is going to be around for a few more years. His exact free agency year. Oh, don't knock the microphone off here. Sorry, I should have pulled this up. But he's going to be a free agent. Not anytime soon necessarily. He will be a free agent after. This is my stall game. For some reason, Baseball Reference is just not opening up. It makes sense. I don't get it. But it's going to be a minute. The unfortunate thing for Hunter Brown, though, is that he went ahead and signed himself up to be a client of Scott Boras. It's not opening. Baseball Reference is. Oh, there it goes. Of course. After the 2028 season, Hunter Brown will be a free agent. So you got 25, 26, 27, and 28. You have 4 years left, including this one, of Hunter Brown. It'd be great if Hunter Brown would be signed to an extension here sooner rather than later. But I feel like they probably missed the boat on that one when he went and picked up Scott Boras as his agent. It just is what it is. Those guys don't typically do pre-free agency deals. But I'm not going to really concern myself with that right now because it's so far off. What I'm concerning myself with is that he continues to do what he did last year. And that's what we've seen through 2 starts for Hunter Brown. The 2-seam fastball became a weapon for him last year. You know, after that brutal start in the month of April, where it was borderline, you have to send this guy to AAA and let him get his mind right and just get away from this. He started throwing the 2-seamer, and things took off. He's got that. He, of course, just has a big fastball in general. He's got the curve. He's got everything that you want in a guy at the top of the staff. And I think this year what the biggest thing is that you want to see is the handling of the level of expectation that has been put upon him and the handling of the workload that is needed to be put upon him to become the next ace of this staff. And so far in 2025, he's 2 for 2. And I really do feel confident, and it's amazing how 1 year changes it. You always knew it was in there. I mean, the guy was one of the top 100 prospects in baseball for a reason and was the Astros' top pitching prospect while he was in the minor leagues for a reason. You know, I feel like every time that guy, like Framber, even when Framber has his bad days, I feel like every time he touches the ball and he takes that mound and he throws that rubber, the Astros are going to win that day. And to me, when you get to that stage as a pitcher, that's when you've reached elite levels. That's when you've reached ace of the staff levels. And I really do think he's a dark horse candidate for the American League Cy Young this year. Nobody talked about him in the offseason. It's an Astros thing. It's what they do. And if he pitches like this consistently, that's what he'll have. And he was a product today of, like, he gave up the hard hit triple to lead off the game. He was a product of bad luck. And he had multiple broken bat hits given up against him. What you do in those situations, how you handle them after giving up 2 runs in the first, is you settle in and you find it. And on top of that, to start the season, his fastball has been explosive out of his hand. I mean, it's always been good, but he is burning that thing up there consistently. It feels like at least 98. He's got that in the tank plus more. And that is as dangerous as it gets. This is the ace of the staff, possibly this year. I think we could really walk away at the end of this season and go, Hunter Brown was the best pitcher on this team this year. I think there's even a chance he's the best player on the team. You know, they do their own Astros MVP awards that are given out by the Houston chapter of the BBWA. Is that right? BBWA? Why am I doubting that? Baseball Writers Association of America. Whatever. BWA. Whatever it is. I'm not going to get caught up on it. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole and I'm going to mess with myself. And he'll have a chance to be the MVP of the team if he matches what I expect out of him this season. And so far, he's done just that. That was brilliant to see him go out there and pitch like that again today. And he has every single weapon to make that a consistent thing for the Astros. And for that, we will give Hunter Brown.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
His first player of the game. Season or award of the season. I didn't give it to him the other day. Maybe I did give it to him the other day. I have to go back and look. I should be keeping track of this somewhere. I'm going to have to. It's between him and Brendan Rodgers today. Sorry to Brendan. I'm giving it to Hunter Brown. Fantastic. 6 innings. And then the bullpen behind him today, too. Outside of Brian Abreu having a hiccup moment there and forgetting how to catch a baseball when covering first base, and then standing around and going, what? And then allowing the runner to go to second. Outside of that, the bullpen did not give up a single hit. The bullpen did not walk anybody. The Astros pitching staff did not walk anybody today. Hunter, 6 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 8 strikeouts, no walks. Brian King, I'm telling you, I am buying into the Brian King hype big time. And it's so crazy to watch this now after all these years. Remember, Dusty Baker used to always complain about not having left-handed pitchers, and they've got all these lefties now in their bullpen. It's bizarre. It just kind of happened that way. But they targeted Brian King, and of course they got him when he was coming back from Tommy John missing the season, and I'm liking what I see out of him. Brian Abreu, like I mentioned. Right now, I will say one thing for Abreu. He didn't walk anybody today, which is good. He looks like he is fighting his mechanics right now. Bad. Like, you could just see it. I think he's getting too far out in front to where not everything's synced up, and the arm is lagging behind a little bit, and the fastball command at the moment is just not where it needs to be. He's having to dial it back quite a bit in terms of how hard he's throwing it to get it over the plate. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye on to see what it looks like moving forward. But it's just something, I think it's more than anything like a hitter being cold early in the season. I think that's probably an early season type of thing. And Josh Hader, a good outing for him today. He used, on top of everything else, he used the new changeup. And he used the slider a lot. And he didn't just go out there and try and pump. I don't think he has that devastating fastball anymore that is unhittable to these guys like it was when he first came up. His breaking stuff is going to have to be utilized more, and he did that today. So that was a good outing. I want to give all those guys credit. They look good today. The bullpen behind them again. No runs, no hits for all of them. When the Astros are at their best, we know this. They are winning with great pitching. And they just have to eke out enough runs. You don't want to be a team that just ekes it out. And today, they didn't necessarily eke it out. They played good offensive baseball today. They played a good, clean game overall, and that's why they got the victory. And they get out of that little mini funk that they found themselves in the other day where they were just playing some bad baseball those last few games there of the homestand. Now, they get to bounce into day off tomorrow. They get to enjoy a day off tomorrow. I'm sure they're going to go out and hit the town in the freezing cold temperature that is Minneapolis. I'm sure they're going to do something, but I'm a big baby. I don't know if I'd go out there. I've been to Minneapolis once in my life for a Super Bowl when the Super Bowl was there, and that's the coldest place on earth in the winter. I don't know how anybody does it. It's just absolutely crazy to me. They'd come down here and say the same thing about our summers, but that is what it is. But Saturday, right back to it. Now 3-4, looking to get back to 500 at 4-4. And they're going to hand the ball to another guy that has expectations on him this season, another guy that you expect to continue to take the next step forward, that being Spencer Arrighetti, who will pitch on Saturday for the Astros, who is 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA so far on the season. For the Minnesota Twins in that one, they're going to go with Bailey Ober. The Astros, like on paper, maybe they have an advantage there. And then Sunday's game, by the way, those are both 1:10 starts on the weekend. Sunday's game will be Renel Blanco versus Chris Paddock to wrap things up. Hopefully, the Astros will be going for a sweep after that one. Don't forget, after the game wraps up on Saturday, come right here, back to this channel. I will be live with the Locked On Astros Postcast as soon as it ends. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday evening. We will talk again on this show. Again, Saturday after Astros and Twins, the Locked On Astros Postcast.